I'm here with Lucy at the Eastbourne Framing Centre. Lucy, this is about our town and my story, your story.
Yep.
Just tell us briefly how long you've been here and how the business came about.
Well, the business has been here about 33 years, and I bought the business and have owned it for about 17, 18 years. The success really is my framers and our longevity.
Clearly, you're a hive of activity here, even during what is a lockdown period. So tell us a little bit about the offering you still have for customers and how it's working during this lockdown period for you.
So the door has to be closed, but we can work behind the scenes because we're considered manufacturing. So the way we've managed to do it with customers is to offer click and collect at the door and also drop-offs. So people can contact us via email or telephone, arrange a time to bring their pictures to the door, we can take it and then process it all behind the scenes.
I know, and clearly you have a really loyal customer base. What did it mean to you at the end of the last lockdown period when people began to return and use you again? That must have been quite an emotional time.
Yeah, well, I did wonder whether it would be quiet, but actually 9 I had a customer in on that first day of June 15th, and it was been mega busy ever since. So I'm really hoping that December will be the same. Yeah.
Well, clearly what you offer in December is very important because we're all framing pictures and buying pictures. How are you going to operate, hopefully, beyond December the 2nd in terms of your Christmas offering?
Well, I know for customers it seems like it's quite a short period of time, 3 weeks up until Christmas, but for us in terms of framing it's actually quite a long time for us to be able to complete things. So I don't want people to think that it's not enough time to bring anything in. We frame all the way up until Christmas Eve, we frame on the weekends, we'll make it work for people.
Well, I'm one of those naughty people, of course, who has been in on Christmas Eve and you framed something for me. Clearly it's very, very important that people use their local high street.
Yeah.
Tell us a message that you've got for people out there in that respect.
I think that the local high street matters because if one of us goes, the next person can go and the next person can go, and then there's nothing to come to town for. And that includes not only independents but the bigger shops as well, because if any one of the bigger shops pull out of Eastbourne, there's nothing to come for. So I think if people can continue to support their high street, it really matters. I think the difference between an independent, say, and a bigger store is the personal service that you get. So the answering of the telephone while in lockdown, or I'm delivering pictures to people's houses and gift wrapping things. I think it really matters when you can have that relationship with a customer and call them by their name and remember what they had last time when they had something framed. It all matters.
And clearly you have employees here, you've got staff who work with you, so you are supporting the local economy. That's important, isn't it? That behind every shopkeeper like you is a small number of people, again, who are depending, their livelihoods depend on your customers and your business.
Yeah, absolutely, it matters. I mean, I've got two framers who are married to each other and they've got their household, and then I've got my assistant, who I think you've met, Keith, Donna. She's got 2 little boys, so every employed person contributes, or every person I employ will then contribute. Every person I employ is then supported by me in their family households.
It's been a tough time for everybody. The government has clearly given support in some respects. If there was a message you could give to the government, what would that be, Lucy?
I think that the wiping out the business rates this year has been a real help. And I actually think they've done an okay job in a difficult time. I'm not sure if there's any one thing I think that would make it different for me. I mean, continued support, the furlough scheme until March is helpful. They work with a lot of uncertainty. They don't have the answers, so we don't have the answers. I think that it's a good lesson just to be patient and cut some slack. So there's no one thing for me.
You've mentioned your online presence, and we were speaking just a few minutes ago, and you did say to me that you're now even doing virtual Zoom visits into people's homes to help them with interior design of their walls. That's really, really fascinating. Just tell us how that works.
Well, I've opened the doors to all channels of communication, so my phone never stops buzzing. So people have contacted me through Facebook Messenger, through Instagram, through telephoning the store, through email, and then once we've kind of set up an appointment, I can then show them the options of framing behind me and all the different mount colours, and then once that's all decided, and I can give a price on Zoom as well, they can come to the door, drop it off, leave it with us, and then once done, come and collect. So it's working really well, actually.
Lovely, nice little snoop around people's homes as well. You're seeing how people live. So Lucy, you really are doing well and now, fighting through this,
Yeah.
but you're ready to reopen.
I am ready to reopen.